Hey, everybody. This is Cruella DeVille of WriAck Radio, and I'm sitting here with
Tiger Kabir
and
Nicole Bradford.
Dr. Nicole Bradford.
Mama.
Doctor. We're gonna speak that
Put some
into existence.
respect on that name.
Yeah, right.
Get him there.
I just want to thank you so much for taking time to speak with us today.
Oh, not a problem at all. Not a problem.
And I'm just gonna jump right into it.
Okay.
I want you to give me a little bit of history on your background and how you got started and things.
Okay. So, my history is a lot like yours. Since, we all kind of grew up together in the same neighborhood. But I guess I can start from... I graduated from Muskegon High School, but prior to that, I was a tiger into the ninth grade. So I call myself a big red tiger.
A big red tiger. That's okay.
You never once a tiger, always a tiger.
Always a tiger.
People ask me all the time, "Why'd you move to Muskegon?" It's like, well, my mama made me move.
Yeah, well, mama say
My
go.
mama made me move.
You can't use that excuse. Ain't no wrong with being a big red.
There ain't nothing wrong. I love being a big red. That's why I'm a big red tiger.
They adopted me, so I'm all right with it. I'm okay with it. I wear a big red shirt nowadays.
Oh yeah, and I wear tiger shirts, big red shirts,
Ain't
motor
nothing wrong with
shirts,
that.
whatever. You
Right.
know, I think we all one big community. We need to accept
We
that.
in the community.
That's
Then I graduated from. Well, I started at Michigan State, but I ended up graduating from Ferris State with my bachelor's in medical technology.
Okay.
And so I was a clinical laboratory scientist at both hospitals in chemistry, microbiology. What else? Blood banking. Any area of the lab. I was a generalist in the lab. And there was a time when they were talking about consolidating our hospitals with Butterworth at the time. And they were like, this is the wisest information I had ever gotten from one of my colleagues at Hackley, which we had a great camaraderie there. And she was like, Nikki, she said, you're young. She said, you're low men on the totem pole. She said, don't get caught out here without a job. She said, she was like, I'm just telling you this because my mom wasn't on that at 22 years old, and so I decided, I'm like, well, I'm just gonna have to take a leap of faith and quit my job and go back to school.
Oh, yeah.
And that's what I did. I quit my job and I went to PA school and I graduated with my master's in medicine in 2003. And so then I've been practicing primary care medicine in the community since August of 2003.
Wow.
So I did my first 10 years at Muskegon Family Care. Then I switched over to Hackley Community Care. And now I'm just doing urgent care right now because I'm a full-time faculty member at Western Michigan University.
My alma mater.
Yes.
Yeah, go Bronco. Yeah. I couldn't hold that in.
Bronco. Yes, and so at the same time, I'm finishing up my doctorate at Western too. So it's been quite a road, but it's smoothing out. It's starting to smooth out. Huh?
A lot of accomplishments.
Yeah. I had to give. So you kind of look back at your history and everything, and you think about who influenced you to do what. And my mom was a huge influence on everything that I'm doing. She's passed away. She's been gone for 18 years now. And but I always promised her, and she always told me. Well, I didn't promise her. Let me just put that right. She told me.
Right. Get that right.
You are going to do this. You're going to go to school until you can't go anymore.
That's right.
And then she did not accept mediocrity from me at all. And so she was a huge influence, and she was the influence that I had to go into healthcare because she was always. I don't remember my mother. I never remember my mother not being ill. She was sick my whole life.
Right.
And so it's like she would go back and forth to the hospital, and she would always come home just as sick. And so I would say, you know what, Mama, I'm going to grow up and be a doctor so I can help you. You know, because I always felt like, you know, why is my mom never coming home? And she, you know, when you're little, you think, okay, you go home, you go to the hospital, you come back and you're better, you know.
Right.
But that never happened for my mother. So, you know, it was her that, you know, influenced me to go into medicine. And I never wavered from that, you know. And so she was that influence for me to go there, but she was also that impetus for me to continue my education until I can't be denied, you know. And so I have to give credit where it's due. And then, you know, God puts certain people in your life at certain times, you know, to kind of lead you and guide you on certain paths. So I've had some very good mentors, some very good bosses over the years who have encouraged me to do different things that I didn't know that I could do or hadn't even thought about doing, like public speaking. And, you know, I had somebody asked me to speak about healthcare one time, and I told my boss, her name is my former boss, Dr. Maureen Street. I was like, they asked me to come and do a women's health conference, and I don't do all of that stuff. She was like, what you mean you don't do all that stuff?
You better find
I'm like, I don't talk for people. She was like, well, this will be your first time.
That's right.
And so I was like, I was just fresh out of school. And she was like, this will be your first time. And I was like, oh, you telling me to do it? She said, yeah, I'm telling you to do it. And I'm telling you that you need to charge them X amount of money per hour.
Right. Glad you had somebody to steer you through that.
She was like, yes, you are doing this, you know. And then it's like, so I'm like, oh, okay. So since then, I've been doing, you know, I do public speaking all the time. But it was her that put that in me, because I'm like, I don't get up and talk in front of people. You know what I mean? She's like, yeah, you do, you know, and you are, you know. And then I mean, so I've had so many people in my life, and just unexpected people, you know, like, and I had another boss, his name was Tom Lufkin, you know, who told me, he was like, I'm going to give you 5 years to learn medicine, and then you need to be doing something else.
Right.
And I'm like, well, I just got here yesterday, you know, so it's like, can I kind of ease it? He was like, you got 5 years, you know, and I'll tell you, within 5 years, I was doing something else. I was getting into leadership positions and all that, you know, because, I mean, God was just putting these people in my path, and we're like, I know you thought that once you graduated that was it, but no, it's not. There's so much more that you need to be doing, and I'm so fortunate for that. You know, I'm so glad that he let me, you know, come into contact with these people, you know, who just pushed me along. And then I have my friends, my colleagues, my friends, my youth, you know, people I grew up with who were always just behind me, cheering me on. You know, and so it's like that is just as important as, hey, that's so much more important too, because you know, you come back to town and you see your friends that you grew up with, and it's like, Nikki, we're so proud of you, and Nikki, you know, it goes such a long way. And you know, it's like I have so many people to just thank, you know, and I'm just grateful for them all, you know.
Yeah, and I gotta say, you guys, she is very humble. She is about her people and her community. So please support Dr. Nicole Bradford. We're speaking that into existence and being their respect on that.
December
2017. You got a couple more seasons.
Yes. It's gonna be your Christmas gift.
It is.
It's gonna be your Christmas gift at the beginning of your new year for 2018.
Amen. I received that. Yes. I received that. Yes.
Is there anything health-wise you'd like to leave with our community before we get out of here?
You know what? The one thing, and I do. When I do public speaking, I love to highlight the fact that there is such a difference between health outcomes between women and men, and between minorities and non-minorities.
It is.
You know, that health, and we call that a health disparity. And so we have to start thinking about what is the difference. You know what I mean? What is it? Why is it that, you know, this subset of the population is suffering more than this subset of the population? So I talk about that a lot. lot. But one thing that we in our community have to do is we have to take control of what we do with our bodies.
Right.
Okay, that's where it starts. It starts with you. You know what I mean? How we eat. We don't have to eat everything that's not alive.
See,
you
that's
know
what
what I
we
mean?
were talking about before you got here.
Right.
I was telling her about my sister not eating sugar like that, and it's too hard.
We don't have to eat everything that's not alive. You know what I mean? We need to incorporate much more fresh fruits and vegetables in our diet. Yes, we have to do that. We have to eat those green foods. And you know what? We can start our own gardens, our own community gardens around here in some of these areas that, you know, they torn down houses or whatever. We probably need to go to the city and start talking about, listen, let us grow our own, you know, let us create our own food here, you know, and then at the same time that we're creating these more healthy foods and vegetables, then we're teaching our kids about agriculture, and you know, and they're learning, they can take that into their own future and be prosperous with, you know. And then we also have to get active, you know what I mean? Take these smartphones and these iPads and all this stuff away from these kids and send them outside to play.
Outside.
You know, like we
read
did.
A book.
Yeah, or read a book. You know, I remember when we were kids, you know, it's like we couldn't wait to get up in the morning. It's like after the cartoons went off.
Yeah, we
were outside. You know what I mean?
And then want to go inside to use the bathroom because we know we gonna get caught. Like,
stay back in the house. Yeah.
don't let the screen door slam.
Yes. And then it was, if you running in and out, you're gonna stand.
You gotta stay in the house. You gotta stay in.
We stayed outside. We stayed active. So it's so important that we have a standard now. What we say, you need to have at least 30 minutes of what we call aerobic exercise 5 times a week. And when I talk about aerobic exercise, I'm talking about exercises that raises your heart rate where you are tired for 30 minutes. And you need to be doing that 5 days a week. You know what I'm saying? To keep your weight down, to keep diabetes down. You know, to relieve stress. Absolutely, blood pressure problems, all of that. You know, so there are some things that we can do that we don't need anybody else to tell us to do.
Right.
We can do these things ourselves. You know, and we can stave off some of these illnesses, you know, that we have. And then also I don't want to belabor the point, but you know, we need to take our preventive health more seriously.
That's right.
As well. You know what I mean? It's like we need to go and get our physical exams, get our blood work done, get our mammograms, get our pap smears, get our prostate exams. You know, we need to take these things more seriously.
We do.
Because in our community, we tend not to try to prevent a problem, but we tend to try to treat a problem. But we need to start concentrating more on prevention than we need to than treatment. You know what I'm saying? Because by the time you get to treatment, sometimes it's already too late. You know, but if you can prevent things from happening, we can improve our quality of life, our kids' quality of life. You know, who wants to go to the doctor every month? You know what I mean? Nobody. You know, can you imagine how you could be at the park or at the beach or something like that, you know? But we have to take prevention more seriously. We have to take our diet more seriously. We have to get our bodies out there. We have to move our bodies, you know, and that'll help us out tremendously. That will help us out. So that's just my soapbox for the moment.
That's okay, because you're dead on. You're spot on. Anything else?
People need to hear this information.
Yeah, they do.
I'm taking notes right now because I know I need to eat foods gonna give me energy.
Yeah, you know, and I stay on the people that I you know, my family and you know, my loved ones or whatever. And sometimes they get tired of hearing from me about it, but I really don't care. You know what I mean? It's like the way I look at it is, if I can sit here and tell a stranger how to take care of themselves, I don't care if you get irritated with me because I tell you how to do it.
We're gonna learn today.
Right.
We're gonna learn today.
Well, thank you guys so much for coming here. This has been Cruella DeVille and WriAck Radio. We got Kaiser Kabir here and Dr. Nicole Bradford. We love you both.
Okay, question. How can people contact you?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, well, you know, I have my card here, and I'll share it with you.
Okay.
And you can post it on your page or whatever.
We got about 10 seconds.
Yeah, you can post it on your page and all my information is too.
Okay, you guys, and thank you so much for coming in here. We'll talk to you guys later.
Peace.
All right, peace out.
Yeah, we do.